Have you ever wondered how to memorize things faster and more efficiently? It's a question that's crossed most of our minds at some point. Today, we're going to take a deep dive into the fascinating world of memory techniques. These aren't just for quiz show competitors or memory athletes. They're tools that can help all of us, from students cramming for exams to anyone who just wants to remember where they left their keys. Memory techniques can make the process of memorization not only easier but also enjoyable. They can turn the mundane into the memorable. We'll break down this process into clear, easy-to-follow steps that will demystify the art of memory. Whether you're a student preparing for a big test or simply someone who's looking to improve their memory, this video is for you. So, are you ready to unlock the potential of your mind? Stay tuned if you want to learn some efficient ways to improve your memory. To improve our memory, we first need to understand how it works. So let's take a little journey into the fascinating world of human memory. It's a process that involves three key stages: encoding, storage, and retrieval. Let's start with encoding. This is the first step in creating a memory. It's where our brain changes information into a usable form. It's kind of like translating a foreign language into our native tongue. We encounter countless pieces of information every day, but not all of them get encoded into our memory. Only the ones we pay attention to make the cut. So, if you want to remember something, give it your undivided attention. Next, we have the storage stage. This is where our brain stashes away the encoded information for later use. It's like a vast library where books of information are neatly arranged on shelves. The more often we revisit a piece of information, the more firmly it gets stored in our memory. That's why repetition is key when trying to memorize something. Finally, we come to retrieval. It's the stage where we pull out the stored information from our memory library when we need it. The process of retrieval can be influenced by a lot of factors. For example, how well we encoded and stored the info in the first place, or even our emotional state at the time of retrieval. Understanding these three stages of memory can help us devise effective strategies to enhance our memory. For instance, knowing that attention is crucial for encoding may encourage us to eliminate distractions when we're trying to memorize something. Or realizing the importance of repetition for storage may inspire us to regularly review information we want to remember. Now that we have a basic understanding of how our memory works, we can delve into some effective techniques to enhance it. The first technique we will discuss is called chunking. Now, what is chunking, you might ask? Well, it's essentially the process of grouping information into manageable chunks. This technique is used extensively in memory training because it reduces cognitive load, making information easier to process. Let's dive into an example. Imagine you're asked to memorize a long string of numbers. Instead of trying to remember each number individually, which can be incredibly overwhelming, you could group them into chunks. For instance, the string 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 is much easier to remember than 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is the power of chunking. By breaking down large amounts of information into smaller, more digestible pieces, we can navigate the vast landscape of our memory with greater ease. Chunking is a simple yet effective method to store and retrieve information more easily. The next technique is a bit more complex but incredibly effective. It's called the method of Lotze. Now you might be wondering, what is this method of Lotze? Well, it's a memory-enhancing technique that leverages the power of spatial memory. You see, our brains are excellent at remembering places and locations. We can recall the layout of our childhood home, the path we take to work, or the location of a favorite restaurant with relative ease. The method of Lotze harnesses this ability by associating pieces of information we want to remember with specific locations. So how does it work? Let's dive into a clear example. Imagine you're studying for a biology exam and need to remember the stages of mitosis. Instead of just rote learning, you could use the method of Lotze. Start by picturing a familiar place like your home. Assign each room with a stage of mitosis. The living room could be prophase, the kitchen metaphase, the dining room anaphase, and your bedroom telophase. Now take a mental walk through your house. As you enter each room, visualize the events of each stage happening there. Maybe in the kitchen you see chromosomes lining up along the center, representing metaphase. In your bedroom, you might imagine two new nuclei forming, symbolizing telophase. The key is to create vivid, memorable images. The next time you need to recall the stages of mitosis, just take that same mental walk through your house. The spatial memory of your home will trigger the associated details. It's like having a memory palace right inside your head. This method can be incredibly effective because it taps into our strong spatial memory. But it's not just for academic learning. You can use it to remember speeches, grocery lists, or even to-do lists. The method of Loci can be a little tricky at first, but with practice you'll find it an incredibly powerful tool. Remember, it's all about creating memorable, vivid associations and using our innate spatial memory to our advantage. The method of Loci can be a powerful tool for remembering large amounts of information. Our third technique is known as the spacing effect. This method is all about spacing out your learning over time, rather than cramming all your studying into a single session. Why is this effective? Well, studies have shown that the spacing effect improves long-term retention of information. It's like watering a plant. A little bit each day is better than flooding it once a week. So how can you use this technique in studying? Let's take an example. Suppose you're learning a new language and you have a list of 50 new words to memorize. Instead of trying to memorize them all in one day, you could space it out. Learn 10 words a day, reviewing the previous words before starting on the new ones. This way, each word gets multiple reviews, and the repetition helps cement it in your memory. By leveraging the spacing effect, you can greatly improve your long-term memory. Apart from these techniques, did you know that your lifestyle choices can also influence your memory? Yes, indeed. The quality of your sleep and your dietary habits can significantly impact your memory function. Let's delve into sleep first. You see, sleep plays a crucial role in memory consolidation, a process that helps stabilize and enhance the memory traces we form throughout the day. During sleep, specifically during the deep stages of sleep, our brain actively reorganizes and stores the new information we've learned. It's like your brain's way of decluttering and filing away important documents for later use. That's why pulling an all-nighter doesn't typically result in better recall. Your brain needs that downtime to solidify what it's learned. Now let's talk about diet. The food you consume can either fuel or hinder your cognitive function. A balanced diet rich in fruits, vegetables, whole grains, lean protein, and healthy fats can provide the nutrients needed for optimal brain function. Foods high in antioxidants, such as berries and leafy greens, can help protect your brain cells from damage. Meanwhile, omega-3 fatty acids found in fish, flax seeds, and walnuts can enhance brain health and memory. Moreover, staying well hydrated is also essential. Dehydration can impair attention, memory, and other cognitive functions, so make sure to drink enough water throughout the day. Lastly, reducing intake of processed foods and sugary drinks can also boost your memory. These foods can cause inflammation and oxidative stress, which may damage brain cells and impair cognition. In conclusion, sleep and a healthy diet aren't just good for your physical health, they are vital for your memory too. So don't just rely on memory techniques alone. Incorporate healthy lifestyle habits into your daily routine. Remember, a healthy lifestyle can complement these techniques and further boost your memory. Well, we've covered a lot today, so let's recap. We started by introducing the fascinating world of memory techniques. We then delved into the workings of our memory, how it processes and stores information. Our journey led us to the discovery of 3 powerful techniques to enhance our memory. First, the chunking method, where we break down information into bite-sized pieces, making it easier to digest. Then, we explored the method of loci, a time-tested technique that uses visualization to create memory palaces. Finally, we uncovered the spacing effect, a strategy that leverages the power of repetition at spaced intervals for long-term retention. But remember, it's not just about the techniques. We also highlighted the crucial roles of sleep and a balanced diet in memory enhancement. They're the unsung heroes that keep our cognitive functions at their peak. So here you have it, your guide to memorizing more efficiently. Now go out there and give your memory a workout.